Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic Star. We're here. It's Saturday night. We weren't here last night. We were having problems, but we're back. Roll20 has sorted itself out, and we're here. Hopefully, everything's okay. If there's a low hum, I think that's down to me, and I do apologise. But I'll try to talk very little tonight. And there's a great joy. I won't have to talk much tonight because we have a very special GM, a general monitor, who we will introduce in a bit. And my guy's a bit of a meathead, so there'll be less talking and more hitting things, hopefully. My name is Luke. I'm in the bottom right. Hello, and it's an absolute joy to be here with so many friends tonight. You may recognise some faces, some friendly faces upon us. And if it's your first time, you are very, very welcome. Please feel free to hang around for as long or as short as you want. We will run about a couple of hours tonight. There may be a break. We're seeing how that goes. But feel free to hang around for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the whole lot, whatever you fancy. You are very welcome. You're welcome to lurk. You're welcome to chat. Chat is also a friendly place. Generally, we get involved in chat a bit if we're not sort of too focused on the game. And if people pop in, they generally chat amongst themselves as well. There's a red sun there. Please feel free to click it. If you're doing anything silly, do it early on because it's a very serious game tonight. So if we want to make Gilly welcome, I suppose I'd better do that early on, so we don't have any black country talk.
Mind you, this end, I'll come over this road occasionally. I don't mind going abroad.
Yeah, we do that now so that it doesn't come up later in the game. But please feel free to spend some points if you so wish. And like I said, we are the Boys from the Baltic Star, and on Saturday we play a whole range of games, one-shots, campaigns. Oh, Ben's making himself drink. You obviously feel you need it. he's like, I need a drink tonight. No one's making me do it, so I'm gonna do it myself. So that's the vibe of the evening. We're a chilled, laid-back group this evening. While we're chilled and laid back as people, we're playing quite a serious game, a game that we absolutely love, and a game we've played a number of times on this channel. Those Dark Places. I'm gonna say played like this because we've played it with me, general monitoring. Whereas tonight we've actually got the creator of the game, general monitoring, and Ewan, Ben, and Gilly have to promise that they're not making notes about how he does it so much better than me, please, because I'm feeling very self-aware right now.
No, don't put the pressure on. Oh my lord!
Treading in the giant footsteps of the creator himself.
You mean I've got to tear up the notes I've already made?
And that was only backstage notes. Don't worry.
That's in the first 20 minutes. I haven't even started the game yet.
Yeah.
You just come across better in Roll20 than me already. You have that air of seniority.
Yeah, I just need to shave, that's all.
So let's go through our crew, and then we'll finish up with our mighty and kindly, generous, friendly, and peace-loving general monitor.
Yeah, nice try.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. So, as I said, I'm Luke. Going directly up from me is... Perhaps I'm going to go with the #1 Midlander in the entire country. She is a real friend of the channel, an honorary boy from the Baltic Star, someone who has fought and I'm not quite bled because it's normally the other two doing the bleeding. Alongside my friends many times. It is our beloved Gilly. Good evening, Gilly. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very well, thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you with us. How have you been? It's been a little while.
It's been a good few weeks, hasn't it? It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. Our lives are empty without you.
Oh.
I know. I'm assuming you had to keep your orange stilts at home this week, though.
I have. That's a shame for everyone involved.
It is. I feel very let down, to be honest. But yeah, that's just life.
There's
Okay.
an entire backstory here that I feel that I've missed out on.
It's part of the light-hearted side of Those Dark Places tale. Gilly's character has orange stilts. Those little flower pot stilts as you'd have had as a kid.
Fantastic. What game are you playing?
Oh, don't worry. She uses
Going in the notes. Where's my pen?
She uses them to beat monsters to death with. Don't worry. It's okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Going anti-clockwise from Gilly, who's just vanished at just the right time. It is my brother from another mother. It's the floofiest sex bomb on the channel. I'm going with it. I went there and I'm going with it.
You said it.
I know. I'm regretting it already. Make a note. It is the housewife's favourite. It is Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hey, Luke. I'm very good. Thanks. I'm very good. I'm excited to see what the game's meant to be like.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, that was just cruel.
It's all right. We know each other.
Thank God.
Yeah, we don't like each other. But we know each other.
Not after tonight, we won't.
That's it. Ah, Jareel, thank you for joining us. How you doing? You all right? Always a pleasure to have you with us for those dark places. Absolute treat. Down one from Ewan next to me. That's how these sort of squares work. It is the smartest man in any. Normally the smartest man in any room, but he's not been in a room with John before. We'll see
It's
how
true.
it goes this evening. He lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence, and he sneaks into women's rooms at night to deposit boxes of chocolates on
thank
their
God.
night shelves. Yeah. Although his black t-shirt is in the wash at the minute. It appears. It is our wonderful Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well. Yes. For those who can't read the whole thing, my T-shirt actually says, "Every time I beam down, I wear my lucky red shirt." Yes. Very excited about tonight. Thank you, Luke. Luke's been telling us about how wonderful this game is, and we're really looking forward to trying it for the first time.
Thanks. I know.
Oh, leave him alone.
You're just piling in on it now. It feels...
I try my best.
Oh, God, mate. You did a
Jareel
great-
watches
you did
it.
a Great job. Don't worry, I'll make them pay.
Yeah, please do.
Especially
Remember-
the one on the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Remember which one of the four of us has spent hours poring over the rules and trying to do the best they can while the others just mock them.
Oh, calm down, Luke. I spent 10 minutes this afternoon on this.
So finally, carefully put on the other side of the screen,
Yeah,
so
thanks.
that the just to show that he's a step above all of us.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Underneath his name, it says, "Remember, be nice to him."
Yeah.
It is our general monitor for this evening, the designer of Those Dark Places and other wonderful games. One of which you sent me some rules to, which I'm going to get us to play during the summer as well. I'm very excited about that. It is Jonathan Hicks. Good evening, designer, creator, and mastermind, Jay Hicks. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for all the kind words and technically setting me up for a disastrous game. If I don't bring my own game now, nobody's ever going to read anything I ever write ever again, and that's going to be your fault, Luke.
People still think it's better than it normally is on this channel. You're all right.
Thanks for inviting me on. I am happy to be here at the moment.
It's still early.
Yeah, you may have realised this channel is a bit irreverent at times.
Well, it's best to be that way when you're dead. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh. Well, handing over to you, I guess, on that note, the note
on
of
that
death.
note,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. Great. No, wonderful. Thanks very much for having me on the show. Thanks for letting me to run this quick game, which I've designed specifically for this session. It's called the Bantu Wind Report. So I'm not going to mess about. We all know the setup. The Those Dark Places game is a industrial science fiction game in the vein of movies such as Alien, Outland, Dark Star, even 2001 in some respects. That kind of grimy industrial future. Bless you.
Sorry.
So
I did mute that, by the way, so you're all right.
Yeah.
People just think you got mad.
So you know what you let yourselves in for. So the game is designed for one shots, and just as a quick plug, I've written a sequel to it called Pressure, which is in layout at the moment. We're going to print soon, and that's out in October in the UK and November in the United States. So let's just crack on. First of all, let's introduce the characters. We'll go around the table one by one. You can introduce your character, what role they play on the ship, and if you've thought of any background, you can let us know if you want to. But let's be honest with you, nobody's going to care about it when you're dead. So, Luke, we'll start with you.
It's good to start at the bottom. I'm playing Eddie Mars. Eddie Mars has worked salvage for a while now. He's a man of very few words. a bear of very little brain, and a man who's basically there to carry big boxes, be the first one through airlocks that look a little bit dodgy, and
Perfect.
the one that has to hold the breath when there's one too few helmets. He has some education, but that's mostly down to just experience having to hit things with hammers in engineering more than any university knowledge, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
Eddie. Beefy does his talking by lifting things.
Does he have a nickname?
Yeah, Bruno.
Bruno. Excellent. We'll move on to Ben.
Good evening. I'm playing a character called Mark Page. He is a medic with some technical skills behind it. I see him as a bit of a wide-eyed, naive in many ways in this crew, and he has the education necessary to be a very bad vet, but not necessarily a very good medic.
Right. And Julie.
Yep, I'm playing Eva Larson, who is a security officer on the ship with a little bit of skills in medical.
Excellent. And Ewan.
Hi, I'm Maxwell Hames, who is the
Billionaire
ship's
coffee
helms officer. Mostly just Hames to his crewmates. Helms officer and minored in navigation.
Excellent. And that makes the crew of the DSTV Grahams. The DSTV Grahams is a general purpose vessel. It was commissioned 20 years previously. It's already seen a couple of 3 different crews. It's been salvaged twice and repaired, but there's nothing wrong with it. It works. It gets from point A to point B. It's hardy. It's reliable, apart from the 2 times it had to be salvaged. But don't worry about that. It's absolutely fine. So you're about the 4th crew to man her. She's she's a big, chunky, built for purpose vessel. She's not pretty. She's not aerodynamic. She just gets from point A to point B, and she does the trick. What she's been converted for at the moment is for salvaging. So she has a slightly larger capacity in the cargo bay, with a large opening cargo bay door, so you can get larger parts in, and you have equipment on board, laser cutters, and some heavy-duty spacesuits, so you can actually go aboard vessels and take them apart, take out what you need, etc., etc. Which is good. It's good, easy work. You don't have to travel too far. You don't have to spend months and months in long sleep. The furthest you've been out is about 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks back after spending a week there. You know what I mean? So you're taking little chips off your 25-year tour, but it's good, honest work. And like I say, you don't have to travel too far. So your time dilation is not so bad. Yeah, it's good stuff. One day on Grant Stellar Station, you are called into the office. So this is a bit of a flashback, so to speak. You're called into Cowbell's office, who's the guy who hands out all the contracts for salvaging. He's quite excited as you sort of go into his office and sit down in these plush leather seats, which strangely look like car seats, but they're not because it's science fiction. So, and it's in his dusky office with the big fan on the ceiling, which is just there for an affectation. It doesn't actually move air around. It's all circulated anyway. It's all quite dark, very Blade Runner-ish. And he's smoking a long pink cigarette, which is making his right iris dilate very, very strangely. And as he's stubbing that out and lighting up the next one, you all sat there patiently. He's just flicking through flimsies and looking at bits of paper. And then he finally presses 2 buttons, and behind him appears an image of a vessel, quite a large-looking vessel, and it's called as the DSCV Bantu Wind. Right, he says, sits back in his chair. This is the Bantu Wind, and this could be a big one. So it's a transport vessel with a full load of what we think are Titan diamonds, which are used in drills, but of course have quite a lot of money. She's suffered a major navigational error, and she's drifted off course, and she's ended up in international waters. Now, we don't quite know what's wrong with the ship, but the last signal which they got from her was saying that the entire crew was abandoning ship. We have no idea why, and to be honest with you, we don't fucking care, because she's full of diamonds. So what we have here is a big ship, fully salvageable. She's about 3 weeks away. So if you can get out there as quick as you can, because we do know there's another ship called the Pericles, which is also interested in the vessel being hired by Wayne Tanaka. If you want to get yourselves on the Grahams, get yourselves spun up, get yourselves out there as fast as possible, and as soon as you get there, you make the claim. That's it. As long as you claim her, hook her up, get the diamonds out, you can bring her back if you want to. We want the diamonds. I'm not going to lie to you. You guys can keep the ship. And that's going to knock a couple of decades off your 25-year tour. An entire ship, fully equipped, fully functional, depending on if you can get her running, of course. We don't know what's wrong with her. Okay, how does that sound?
Fantastic.
Yeah? You all down for that? Well, don't sound too enthusiastic. I've just literally just dropped the job of a lifetime on your desk, and you're all acting like you got a hangover from 3 days ago.
No,
Look,
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah, you're always there, Ben. So
I have got a hangover from 3 days ago.
Two days ago.
right, I'll prepare to get a hangover for the next several years. Because it's going to be a killer.
Sounds good, boss. Sounds good. We'll.
Right.
I'm up for it.
Okay, well, your Graham's is fully stocked. She's powered up. She's on bay 12. Get yourself unhooked and get yourself out there. And I'll see you in 3 + 3 is 6. I'll see you in 6 weeks.
Oh, good maths, boss. See you in
Thanks.
6.
Checks out.
I'll try my hardest. Yeah. 3 weeks later, you're all coming out of long sleep.
Mm.
And this is when I ask you all to roll a 1d6, and I want to know who rolls a 1.
Okay.
It's normally Gilly.
It's normally
Got
me.
that, isn't it?
This is starting excellently. I rolled a 1.
Uh-oh.
Just missed out with a 2.
Got a
5,
3.
The 3. Okay, it's just you, Ben. So as you know, there's a 1 in 6 chance of, even though the cocktail of drugs helps you out. So yeah, Ben, when you wake up, yeah, it's a bit smelly, but it was funny 2 years ago when I wrote it, but now I'm just doing it as a matter of course. It's like, okay, you shit yourself, let's carry on. Weird. So you come out of long sleep, and again, it's only 3 weeks, so it's only a couple of light years. So you've basically. You're a bit groggy. You will be groggy for about 10-15 minutes. You'll sort of do the slow wake up, climbing out the pods, cleaning yourself up if necessary, getting a shower, getting a wash, everything. Yeah, you start the deceleration procedure. Now, in the old days, well, before the Grahams was refitted, the ships had a 5-day slowdown deceleration procedure, which then got you to your target. They're trying out these new ships now, which can do the deceleration within 12 hours. So yeah, so it's a good bit of kit, and it's a massive change to the way that they run their ships at Cambridge Wallace, and they're hoping to introduce this to all their other vessels, which is going to force all the other companies to refit their vessels to catch up. So they're going to have the advantage as far as transport's concerned for a few years, whilst everybody else outfits their fleets. So here you are on the Grahams, one of the first ships to be fitted with this new system, absolutely spot on. As you drop out, you're not in any star system. You're literally just outside the Oort cloud of a star system PTX 427, completely barren. There's a dead sun, a couple of planetoids full of cold, and that's pretty much it. And by the looks of it, the Bantu wind has dropped out of light speed, and the reason why this is international waters is that nobody cares about this system. So any ship that ends up out here is fair game, basically. And on the scanner, there is blipping straight away, very faintly, as if it's a very faint power reading, is the Bantu wind. But then next to it is another ship with a stronger reading. There's no transponder coming from the ship either. At the moment, there's no visual contact.
Right. Hames, you know your way around these things. Aren't they supposed to have a transponder turned on?
Well, I mean, most of the time, I think. Doesn't always mean it's going to be the case, though.
Yeah.
Feel free to correct me if I'm talking.
No,
out
every vessel's supposed to have a transponder constantly broadcasting for identification purposes. This one doesn't. There is one coming from the Bantu wind with its low power status. It's a very, very faint signal. This other energy reading you get, it's a full bloom, so there's nothing wrong with it, but there's no transponder signal.
Is it definitely a ship?
Definitely a ship.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Someone could. We could try and get visual.
At this range, it's going to be tricky, but let's have a look. Who's on helm?
That'll be Hames.
Probably be me.
Yeah. So you can use the systems there. So use your science skill. So roll a d6, and that's going to be your education plus your science. So what's that? D6 plus 4. Target number's going to be 7.
That's a 3 on the dice.
Gotcha. So that's dead on. Yes, you get a signal. You get an image. It's not a very clear image, but it's an image, and it looks like the silhouette of the Pericles, which is the other ship that you were going to be in competition with. Looks like they've got there first.
He just sort of taps the screen.
Yeah.
Taps the image. Looks over to the rest of them.
Right. So this means we get to salvage 2 ships and keep both of them. Yes.
Well, there's no signal. So there's no transponder coming from the Pericles, and there's no signal either. So there's no handshake between the 2 vessels.
I'm enthusiastic about this. I think nothing can possibly go wrong.
I like your enthusiasm.
Well, if one ship will buy us 2 decades, then getting our hands on 2 ships will get us 4 decades, right?
That checks out again. Yes.
If you keep getting the same ships, technically that will make you immortal. Well done.
I like immortality. That's a long time.
What do you want to do?
Right.
You're still decelerating towards the location.
Oh. Larson, are we expecting any trouble? What do you think? Why on earth would this ship not have a transponder on?
Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine.
Your shot's better than mine, though. It must be said. I'll be behind you when we get on for once. I'll be behind you, I think. If there's other people here first.
That's nothing new, is it?
A good security officer always needs someone watching their back, and it's a role that I'm happy to take. Hames, can you get us close, Bo? If they spotted us, I guess we don't know if they spotted us yet.
Well, usually ship sensors will pick up passive scans, and you're not receiving anything. And by the looks of it, their communication channels are open, but they either will not or cannot respond.
They haven't shouted out at us.
No, there's been no handshake between the ships either. Usually when ships transponders are broadcast, both ships will swap details in some way or form, just so that you know that it's a registered ship and you don't have to worry about getting shot out of space, but you're not getting anything from them. You can say the closer you get, you can see it's definitely the Pericles. The Pericles is definitely a registered salvage ship. Her name is splayed down the side. Doesn't appear to be any exterior damage.
Bruno, you're the most charismatic, aren't you? Why don't you jump on jump on comms?
What? Actually, jump on the comms?
They are quite large.
So's Bruno.
The buttons are chunky.
Well, I'll give it a go. I've never been successful before. I can try.
So what is it you want to try?
Just ask for. I just state who we are, I guess, and if there's any response, I'll go. But poor old Bruno. This is the Grahams. My name's Eddie. Hello, I'm Eddie, and just want to know if anyone's there. Hello, is anyone there?
The channel crackles and hisses, and in the background, you know when somebody's left their phone on, you can hear him in the background clunking around. You can hear that. You hear a bump, hear what sounds like a chair being moved. you hear a scrape, and then what sounds like a small gas canister dropping, a kind of chung, 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 chung noise, and then like a dragging sound, and then nothing.
I hear stuff, but it's not. They didn't answer. It's like they bum dialed. I don't know. There's stuff happening there. Noise of things getting knocked over, but nothing.
Can I see if the ships are actually mated together properly? Are their airlocks connected?
They're not connected. There is a slip wire going from the Pericles airlock to the Bantu wind. So it's basically just like a thick connecting cable. So you put your suit on, you connect on, and then you can just pull yourself over.
This is excellent. We have a lot of skill at this. We're really good at this part. But the travelling from one ship to another is something we excel at.
That's technically going to be the next 2 hours, isn't it?
Failing rolls.
Yeah. So there's that. But there's no dedicated docking umbilical or connection tube.
Okay. What do you think, Hames? Can we pull up dead level next to them and go across?
Cut the cord. Yeah.
I doubt we're going to be able to take this thing in tow until we get on board, will we?
Yeah. Well, you tell me where you wanna, and I'll try and put her there. Which ship?
That's an excellent question. What does everyone think?
I mean, you've got a 50-50 chance.
I guess the Pericles at least has power, like probably oxygen, and is able to theoretically communicate. Maybe there. But if you think we should go for the bay instead, sorry, the wind instead, we can do that.
If we just try and dock with the Pericles, but we haven't received they haven't allowed us to do it, and they're a different corporation, wouldn't that count as an aggressive move? Unless we've got reasons to believe that they need help, Paige?
You're in international waters. There's no transponder signal coming from them, which technically means they're a rogue ship, and they're not answering hails. So you can make of that as what you will.
I guess those things mean that. Yeah, we could assume they're in distress, right, guys?
And if they are, I feel I've got to go over and see if I can render aid.
I just want to look at some diamonds.
That's one of each then. Larson?
Yeah, I'm happy to do whatever as long as I've got my gun with me.
Talking about weapons, actually, your vessel is equipped with 2 Mark III daisies as normal. But generally, because you're the security officer, Larson is equipped with what is basically a chunky revolver. This actual snub-nosed bullets, so it's got low velocity. It can do a lot of damage, but it's designed not to puncture thin walls on spaceships, because shooting guns in space is a shitty idea. So you've got that. It's not hugely damaging, but it will make somebody think twice when you shoot them in the nuts. So you've got that. But like I said, the only other thing you've got is the Dazer. Okay. Now the spacesuits that you can use, like I say, because they're salvage spacesuits, are armored, so they're a bit clunky, but they will help resist damage if you're going to take some. And the only other equipment you've got on board the ship are basically laser cutters, which short range plasma torch type things, and basically just designed to slice things out of spaceships, so you don't have to worry about delicately taking them apart. You just basically cut them out and bugger off. So, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and then you've got safety wires and you've got the harnesses and all sorts.
Right, regular sort of safety kit.
Yeah, regular safety kit. Yeah.
Okay. Can I grab a medical kit, like a go bag for a medical kit?
Yeah,
in case
yeah.
we
There's
find
like
anyone?
that sort of thing. You can put it attached to your suit, like a satchel which goes on the hip, and yeah, that'll have the medical equipment in it.
Good. Okay, then I'll do that in case we encounter a wounded person or anything.
Yep. Spacesuits are classic, chunky sort of, this sort of thing. So, proper bowl helmet, everything very very alien-esque because alien.
It's alien, exactly.
Cool.
No
Yeah.
other reason needed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the man with the laser cutter, but the last time I fired one of those dasers or something, I managed to shoot my own testicles.
Results. Yeah, I know, but 50 quid, 50 quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a bad bet.
What are you thinking then, Hames? Paige has said what he wants. Larson's going with the big decision.
Yeah. Which ship do you want to sidle up next to? And they are in slow rotation, so Hames, you will have to make a policy roll to get yourself into like a similar position, docking position.
Well, if no one's calling it, then let's start with the Bantu wind, right?
Ooh.
We just need to claim it first, and then we're sorted, right? And then anything after that is a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's going for that?
Sure.
Okay. In that case, then Maxwell, make your roll. It's not going to be a difficult maneuver, so it's a D6 plus your agility and plus your helm skill. And the difficulty is going to be 8. So basically, just don't roll a 1. Shit, I said it out loud now.
I know.
Yeah, that's a 5. We're okay.
You're fine.
We're okay.
Okay.
I'll
So,
save the one for later.
You slowly sort of you sat in your seat. You got 2 joysticks and foot pedals, and your little jets of carbonised gas are coming out the thrusters, and you sort of, as you're moving her into position, and then slowly she settles into the same sort of gradual rotation that the other vessels have. So yeah, very nicely, very smoothly done. Well done, helmsman.
Excellent.
Extra experience points for you. Well done. So
clap and cheer like passengers on a Boeing 747.
yeah, you finally landed.
Any amount of experience points are equal when you're all dead, right?
Well, don't get too excited. So yeah, so you get yourself into that position. So now all you need to do is get over from the Grahams to the Bantu wind. Is that a cat?
Sorry, that was me. It's not me. It's my cat.
Yeah. No. That's all right.
It's Maxwell's. It's Maxwell's cat.
Yeah. That's chip cat roast.
Yeah. Chip's cat.
Bless him. Or her.
Right, we're in. Who's up?
You've got about a 20-meter gap between your ship and the Bantu wind. You're going to have to send the cable over and attach it to the same hook that the Pericles is attached to. There's only one airlock entrance.
Okay.
So who's going over? And who's going first?
Well, I'm going over, but not necessarily first.
I'll go. I am security officer.
I will support as Eddie always does. He will support Larson as needed.
Yeah.
Need anything, be ready to yoink her back if needed. That sort of thing.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And Ewan, what are you doing? You getting suited up and going over? You can leave the ship in automatic if you want.
Is that a perfectly reasonable standard thing to do?
It's completely up to you. A lot of these are fully automated, so the cat can fly it, so you'll be fine.
Yeah. Unless anyone's got any objections.
No.
Never split the party.
Leave the cat to fly.
Yeah.
So I was trying to fit in a pause joke then, but I'll come up with it later. So we escaped by a whisker. Anyway, I just need to get that out of the system. So okay, so you hook up. Larson, you go first.
Yeah.
you hook onto the cable and basically just push yourself off, and you're just drifting along and basically just pulling yourself along towards the cable. The Banshee Wind looks like it's completely intact. Next to the airlock, you can see the. Let me go to the map first before I start saying things out loud. Running along the side of the ship towards the front of the ship towards the bridge. If you want to put that map up, actually, please, Luke.
Banshee Wind. Yep, I can do that.
Because you'll have access to the schematics of all these vessels on the ship system, so it's not a problem. You're going in location 6. You can see the airlock there. To the right of there are the escape pods of the vessel, and you can see that all the seals of the escape hatches are all intact. It looks like the pods have been launched.
Okay.
As you get to the airlock, the outer airlock is closed. Obviously, somebody's been in there and recycled it. It's a very simple disc lock mechanism. You just basically in your big gloved hands, you can just basically grab it, twist it, put it back into place, and the doors will cycle open.
Okay.
You can do that, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. The doors open very slowly. Obviously, there's a lack of power here. What is usually very sharp, blinking lights are very slowly going on and off, like the running out of power. So yeah, very slowly the doors sort of cycle open. A bit of dust comes out, a couple of bits of paper, but the inside airlock is coloured red because there's no vacuum, so the red lights are on, so it's all bathed in a red light, which is slowly pulsating like the inside of a dying man's heart. That's quite poetic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gloomy, but there's enough room in there for 6 people.
Or 4 people and my guns.
Yeah, massive guns, each one the size of a person.
Exactly.
Okay. We're obviously wearing spacesuits. Do they have like short-range radios or anything like that?
Yeah, you can communicate with each other absolutely no problem. Talk to each other in real time. They've also got helmet lamps,
right,
as well.
Can we communicate theoretically with anyone else nearby if
you
they
wanted
were wearing
to?
similar kit?
At the moment, you want a closed channel, but if you do want to speak to anybody else, you literally just open your channel and then all and sundry can hear it.
I'm going to do that if I may.
Sure.
And I'm going to say this is the crew of the Grahams coming to render assistance and medical aid. Could anyone hear me on this channel?
Nothing.
They're keeping very quiet for some reason. Okay.
Maybe they heard about your accident coming out of long sleep.
It's possible they've checked my education stat, but I think more likely they're playing a shipwide game of hide and seek, and no one wants to give away their position.
So they are world champions. This has been going on for 3 weeks now. No found them. It's like, oh my god. You all get into the airlock. I take it you're cycling it shut, yeah?
Yeah.
Again, the cycle, because there's low power, it takes a little bit longer. Also, the gravity's not fantastic. Usually what happens is a ship will charge up gravity plates, and then if the gravity does go off for any reason, then at least there'll be a bit of charge left. But you're feeling a little bit light on the feet, probably about 75% Earth gravity, 1G. So it's not ideal, but it shouldn't take you long to find your footing. And as the airlock cycles, the gravity slowly comes on, and then you settle. But like I say, it's only at 75%. And then the inner airlock is open above all. As that cycles open, there's like a rush of air, like there's a vacuum on the other side, or at least a slight vacuum, and your suits ripple slightly. But inside, it's dark. The lights are out, except for a running, almost like a disco light, a single light going backwards and forwards, which is an emergency light. It's supposed to be showing you the way to the escape pods. So yeah, stepping out of the airlock, you have a corridor going left, which goes back towards the cargo area, or you have a corridor going right, which heads towards the crew areas and the bridge. Which way would you like to go?
I'm here for the diamonds, but Paige, you seem to care about people for some reason.
I mean, I take what you mean about the diamonds, though apparently we don't get to keep them because we have to deliver them back to where we came from. But
Oh, they
I
don't know
can't
how many
shake the
diamonds
feeling
there are.
that the diamonds are carefully, stored in Act 3. And I just want to see what happened on the ship in case it's something dangerous. But that could be anywhere. So if you want to head to cargo, I'll happily go with you. We could find an injured person there just as easily as up front.
Right. If it's a loop anyway, right? We can do it's clockwise. Clockwise is a good route to take. A nice clockwise wander around the belly of the beast.
Right past the
Didn't
diamond.
know you,
Right
didn't know
past
you
the
could tell the
diamond.
time, Bruno.
What? Oh, what? What's clockwise got to do with time? It's all digital
Oh,
stuff.
education one. Brilliant. Which way are you going to go? The corridors themselves are of a hexagonal shape, and you got your standard grating, all the piping and conduits running down. It's an old vessel. Again, the older vessels usually last the longest because they're the hardiest built. But this one, you can see she's been patchworked and upgraded and jewelried. There's conduit piping from the engineering standpoint, which shouldn't even be exposed. So yeah, she's been through the wars. The ship has. Excuse me.
It's been through the wars, this ship has, speaking as an engineer myself. There's conduit piping that shouldn't even be visible.
That's 8 seconds, which could have been better spent.
Okay, so we're aboard the USS Pompidou then. We're heading aft. That's the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Back of ship.
Who's going
Okay,
first?
back of ship it
Billy, you
is.
start heading first.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll lead the way.
You start heading down. You can see the corridor airlock to your right, which takes you basically acts as a shortcut across the ship. That will take you down, and then you turn right, and then as you head down that corridor, you've got the cargo door to the left, and then you've got a storage door to the right, both of which are closed and sealed. The door to the left into the cargo hold is not only sealed, it apparently is also locked.
Okay. Anyone want to have a go at jimmying this thing open?
I've got my cutter. Got the laser cutter with me. Would that have any luck potentially?
Yes, if you cut in the right area of the door, you should be able to take out the holding bolts. The lock.
Okay,
So
let's give
yeah,
it a go.
it'll take a couple of minutes, but you should be okay. So it's going to be difficult. Like it's an older ship, you're not 100% sure where those bolts are. So I'm going to ask you to make an engineering roll using your. Oh, using your education.
My wheelhouse.
You've got to know where you're cutting. You've got to know where you're cutting. So you're trying to think how these doors laid out. Where am I going to cut? I'll cut right there, and the difficulty is going to be 7.
Okay. So I've got a 3 for my education, a 2 for my engineering, and a 5 for my roll.
Brilliant.
It's a 10.
Excellent. You start cutting through, and as it's going down, there's a couple of shorts and some sparks come out, and then you actually see the door shift slightly as the magnetic lock comes loose, and the red light above turns from red to orange, which means yes, I'm open, but I'm not supposed to be. So yeah, you've done it. You managed to cut the lock open.
Oh, I love cutting stuff, guys. Love it.
That's not weird at all. This is why I'm not a doctor.
Exactly. This is the way I cut things. And then I'll like over grandly create the hand gesture for an after you to Larson. Almost a half bow and an after you.
Yeah, the door slides open quite easily. It's one door. It slides open all the way to the right, and inside you have a very dark and also very empty cargo hold. You can see the netting up the walls, the holding bars. There's some storage crates which look like they're for cold goods, but other than that, there's nothing in there at all.
I'm not seeing any diamonds, guys.
Oh, I'm so pleased it isn't just me.
No diamonds? What? What?
I think they've moved them over already. The Pericles.
Oh, maybe they're really, really small, but there's lots of them. Are they on the ceiling?
But the thing we get to keep is the ship, right? And that's still here.
Oh, and I've just cut a big hole in the store. Oh, I shouldn't have cut a hole in the cargo. That's going to take me hours to fix.
Some poor engineer is going to have to sort out that mess.
Yeah, that's 10 days, I think, on that.
Gah. Stupid.
Just sell it as open plan. It'll be fine.
It's a studio ship.
This is nice.
Jenny, just sort of looking in here, it's very dark in here. There's virtually no lights at all. Or the only light that's in here is off your helmets, and all that's doing is illuminating the smoke from the cutting torch. So there's a strange level of haze. And in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a figure standing facing the wall.
Oh.
The bottom right.
On the bottom right.
Okay.
Unsuited.
Hello?
There's no response. Looks like they're wearing a flight suit of some kind. Looks like an all-in-one, but it's been taken off at the top, and like the arms are tied around the waist. Big, chunky, proper spacesuit boots. So he's obviously been wearing the spacesuit at some point. And he's stood there with his head forward. He's still got the headstock on from the spacesuit, and the straps are hanging down. He's just standing there forward, and literally with the head down, and all you can see is his back. Looks like quite a large man, muscular-wise.
Paige, I think he needs your medical assistance. And Miles sort of nudges Paige forwards.
Okay. This isn't remotely creepy. I say out loud, but mainly to myself. And thankfully, I failed my roll when I came out of sleep, so the bowels are basically empty.
So you're fine.
Yeah, I should be fine.
I gotta shut myself. I'm asleep.
I'm gonna head over, and he's facing the wall. How close is he to the wall?
He's almost right up. He could be leaning against it.
Okay, then I'm gonna walk up to alongside him, if you know what I mean, so I can see if he's literally leaning against the wall or if there's a little gap, and I'm going to get quite close to him at the side to make
As
sure.
you're heading towards him, you're about halfway across the cargo. You're at the corner. You see where the X's are in the cargo area. That's the cargo lift. As you're walking past that, his head sort of comes up slightly. He's swaying slightly, and he slowly starts to turn. And his seat in his right hand, he has what looks like a claw hammer, except it's like a power hammer, so there's all wires coming out of it, and there's all gore and something hanging off it, and you actually see that it's an eyeball. You know, in the claw bit of the hammer, it's the actual cord of the eyeball's caught in that claw. And as he turns and looks at you, his right eye is gone. It's just blood, and he's literally just ripped all the skin off, so you can see like his teeth through there as he stares directly at you. And that's what I'm going to ask you. Anybody else in the room to make a pressure roll, please?
So you need me to make a pressure roll?
Yeah. Well, you're the one that's closest to him. Has anybody gone with Ben?
Yeah, I've got his back.
Okay, so I'll need both of you to make a pressure roll, please.
Okay.
That's your strength and education added together. Well, plus D6, and the target is 10.
That's a 2 plus 3 is a 5.
Well
I've
done.
also got a 5.
Turns out you had a little bit of shit left. So, both of you get a pressure point. So your pressure level, please. Add a point there.
Yeah.
It obviously looks like he's done it to himself. Whatever he's done, he's just jammed the hammer into his face and gouged his own eye out. He sort of looks at you. His mouth opens, which then splits the side of his cheek, which is already torn even more. And he just stares and goes, "Who am I? Who am I?" And then he screams, and he comes running at you, Ben, with the hammer up.
Okay. He's clearly refusing medical treatment.
I'd report.
I
He's coming for it quickly. He needs it.
I'm going to. Oh God, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to fend him off if I can.
Okay.
Try and knock him on his back. Can I actually hurl myself at him before he can? So
Okay.
I
Well,
close the distance. Maybe get to him before he's ready to swing.
well, in that case, then make an agility roll, and I'll make an agility roll for him. Whoever rolls the highest gets to act first. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, you make a roll as well, Julie, because you're there as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he rolls with a 3. He rolls a 6 in total. And you,
I've got a total of a 9.
brilliant.
Got a 7.
7. So first you, Ben, then you, Julie, and then this guy. So yeah, he comes at you with the hammer raised up. He's obviously and claw first. This guy ain't dicking about. He's not going to hit you with the soft end. So he comes running in, and he's going to come. He comes flying in, and then you get to act first. Though, what do you want to do?
I want to try and hit him and knock him onto his back if I can.
Brilliant. Make your swing. So it's going to be a opposed agility roll. Have you got? You haven't got any kind of security training, have you?
Well, I'm a terrible medic, so I could kill people left, right, and centre.
Oh, there we go. No, just hold on a second. I want to give you a pill. So yeah, just make an agility roll and add a d6. And you,
Okay.
number. Oh, we fluffed it. The target number is going to be 4.
That's a 9 for me.
Okay. So yeah, you step forward, you smack him on. If you're going to try and knock him down, I'm going to ask you to make a strength test, and difficulty is going to be 7.
Okay. That's exactly 7. 5 plus 2.
7. Brilliant. You smack him. He goes staggering back. He still holds onto the hammer, however, and he falls back on his rump. But he's scrabbling almost immediately to get back to his feet. His face is just a picture of rage, and he's struggling to get back to his feet. Jilly.
I am going to draw my weapon.
Yeah. Which one? The pistol or the dazer?
The dazer.
Gotcha. Okay. You pull your weapon. You can pull off a shot.
Yep.
So I'll make him agility. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to make an agility roll. He's not even trying to dodge. So you're going to make a standard roll, like quite a short range. So agility plus your security, difficulty is going to be 6.
Okay, so it's 6 plus 2 is an 8.
Okay, you pull off your shot. You hit him. Roll a d6. Your die cap's going to be 3.
4.
4. So you do the full 3 points of damage. And that's basically going to. His strength is 3, so that's going to knock him out. So you bring up the dazer. As he's getting to his feet, you bring up the dazer, you pull off the shot, the dart comes out. You've got 1 shot left now in that dazer. And yeah, it slams into his chest. He sort of tenses up as the thing hits. He takes a step back and then collapses down heavily onto the ground. The gory hammer spins off into the corner. And then the dart automatically detaches itself and he's now unconscious.
Thanks, Eva.
No problem. You okay?
Apparently. Better than him, at least. He's going to be unconscious for a while, right?
Could be anything from 10 minutes to an hour, depending on what's wrong with him.
Long enough for a quick examination.
Yeah.
Can I actually do that? Can I check him out and see if I can spot anything unusual about him other than the missing eyeball and the torn face and
yeah, absolutely. Well, make a medical roll. So it's your education plus your medical roll on a d6. Difficulty is going to be 7.
Okay,
fact,
that's
it's
actually not
27.
going to hit it. That's only a 6 total.
So what's your education?
1. So plus 2 for medical, plus 3 on the dice. 6.
Okay, well, his spacesuit's orange. So there you go. Well done. No, he's obviously traumatized. He's got the dart in his chest. The only thing you do notice is that around his nasal area, cavity, whatever it's called, and at the corner of his mouth, there's a strange orange crusty substance. It seems to have gathered. It's almost like scabs,
Right.
but it's a strange orange color. It's actually powdery on the fingers.
Okay.
He's unconscious.
I'm going to communicate with everybody and say, I don't know what's wrong with this guy, other than the fact that he seems to have a hammer attached to his eyeball. But there's a freaky orange, dusty, scabby stuff around his mouth.
What's it?
So try to avoid, French kissing any of the people on board, all right?
Sound medical advice.
I'll try not to.
You sound like my mum.
Who is he? Do you know?
All it says on his spacesuit is Lars.
Apparently he's Lars.
Oh, the emblem on his shoulder on the t-shirt is Pericles.
Right, but he's not one of the originals from here. He's been here only as long as the Pericles has. So whatever happened to him, it happened fast.
Well, that means 2 ships, right?
Yeah, checks out.
What's that weird
Good
orange
news.
stuff, Paige? What's that weird orange stuff on him?
You'd probably need to ask someone who knew what they were doing.
Aren't you? Actually, you're a medic, but Eva's smarter than you, I guess. What's that orange stuff, Eva? Do you know?
Orange.
I don't know. Kaylee?
Does that have anything to do with it? Or is it just a man that just likes cheesy crisps?
Yeah.
It could just be his last meal.
Yeah. Great. It's a what's it infection?
He doesn't have diamonds in his pockets, does he, Paige?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Can I just roll him over quickly and see if there's anything unusual on his back or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like he's been sort of sweating inordinately a lot. I mean, when you turn him over, his t-shirt is just sodden with sweat, and you can see it in his hair as well. It's all absolutely matted. According to your regulators, it's actually quite cool in here. In fact, yeah, because the life support is down to about 20%. So it'd be chilly, but this guy's sweating something chronic.
All right. So far, we've got no diamonds. This guy's got only 1 eyeball left, and he's now very sleepy. What do you think, guys? Onward or run for our lives?
Is there a claim on? Can we still put a claim on before we keep looking?
Well, there's no sign of the Pericles putting a claim. There's no claiming buoy. Usually they'll put a small satellite or something attached to the hull, transmitting a signal saying who's claimed it and why, etc., etc. That doesn't appear to have happened. They haven't spray painted it with dibs or anything like that, so you can still claim it.
I think we claim both. I mean, we'll have to go aboard the Pericles to make sure, but I think we can claim both.
Yeah.
Well, let's claim this one, have a look around, and then, like you say, if we need the Pericles, go to Pericles.
Suddenly, the entire ship jolts like something has just hit it or pulled it or something. The whole back end just suddenly shifts. You can feel it beneath your feet, and with the lower gravity, that's a little bit disconcerting. So I'm going to ask you all to make agility rolls, please. Difficulty is going to be 7.
Oh no!
It's a 9.
Good.
It's a 5 for me.
Oh dear,
It's an 8.
that's an 8.
Oh, apologies.
Expecting that.
So 3 plus 4 is a 7 for me.
Okay, so Ben, you passed, but only just. Ben, you failed, yeah?
Yes, I failed.
The whole ship shifts quite badly. It literally takes your feet out from underneath you. You fall down, and then your bolt helmet cracks onto the floor quite heavily. And then your suit alarm starts going dip, dip, dip. In fact, it makes this noise.
Yes.
Yay! Yeah. You've got a crack in your helmet. It's letting out and in atmosphere.
The atmosphere is breathable here on the ship, isn't it?
It is, according to the sensors, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna report in to everybody that that's happened.
Yeah.
My helmet face shield has cracked. So keep an eye on me, all right?
Slightly worrying. I will admit. I obviously I know when the when the eye thing happened, but I don't know when his desperation to do it, whether that was before or after he took his helmet off. I'm sure you'll be fine though.
I'm confident.
Thanks.
I'm confident.
Reassuring.
Just in case, we'll leave the claw hammer here, right, and we'll move on without it. Just we've got your back.
I'm not touching
I
that
don't
thing.
feel the pressing need to be carrying an electric claw hammer right this second.
Oh, I think you might do. No, it's yeah. Where do you want to go?
Oh.
Oh, that's the end of the game.
I don't. I mean, I guess we can either try out the engine rooms.
Yeah.
While we're here, or we can head back into that circular corridor.
Again, the whole ship shifts. It feels like the whole ship just decides to move sideways a few meters. Like I say, like it's been yanked or something smacked into it, or the engines are suddenly burst or something like that. Again, the whole ship shifts. I'm going to ask everybody to make agility rolls again.
That's
Again,
a 5.
5. Oh no.
7.
Oh no. So
mine's a 10 total.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. So again, you're off your feet. Your helmet's a bit more cracked this time. Jelly, you go falling down. Oh, let me just roll the dice 1 second. Yep, you land heavily, but you're okay. But Ben, unfortunately, you land again, and once again, the crack is evident. In fact, it opens a little bit larger.
Can we figure out what that is, please? Is it the engines?
There's no engine sound. You have the engine. If everything is strangely quiet, usually you have that sort of background hum. You can feel it under your feet or in the air, especially when you're in the cargo area because your engines are either side of you. But there's no sense of that. You don't feel that at all. There's no sound. There's no warning. It's just peculiar. And then you hear the sound of what? And then in the distance you hear the sound of an alarm going off. That's like a depressurization alarm.
Oh, Hames, did you left our cat in charge of the ship? It had to crash into the...
Yeah, the cat's scarf. It's pussy. Yeah.
It's not the cat. Trust me.
When we came in through the airlock, did we see any other suits?
Oh yeah, where opposites where the escape pods are, because the escape pods are still there and still intact, are wall of cabinets, and there's all spacesuits in there.
Okay, well, given that we've now got a depressurization alarm and I no longer have an airtight suit, I'm going to yell out that I'm going for a suit, and I'm going to bolt as fast as I can back to the airlock.
Yep.
To try to get myself a replacement suit. Okay.
Okay. You go flying back towards the airlock. As you're going past the airlock, you see it's closed, and the outer door's opened. And looking through the airlock windows, there's a small port window. The engines of the Grahams have started up. You can see them glowing blue, and it's moving away. And by the looks of it, it's tried a couple of times to pull away, and it's snapped the cable attaching the two ships, and it's actually wrenched off part of the top of the airlock. You see it drifting off, and it's moving away. It looks like it's building up to a full drive. You see the engine plumes really, really powering up brightly.
I'm going to yell this information over the radio, and then try to close the outer airlock door so I can get into the airlock.
Yeah, the airlock won't close, unfortunately. It's actually been the wrenching of the cable has actually bent the frame out of space. So the doors start to close, get about halfway, so it won't close any further. Now it's also sent this ship into a bit of a spin, slow spin, but a spin nonetheless. The other ship, the Pericles, is still attached to this ship, and it's kind of spooling the cable, and it's pulling the Pericles closer. very, very slowly.
Hames, can you do something at the front of the ship? Can you take
Uh,
control or something?
I can try. We'll see. I'll head up there.
Okay. You're heading up the corridor. You're running past the airlock. You're going the other way down the left-hand way.
I'll probably go past the airlock, past
Okay.
past Page.
Yeah, you run past back Ben. You go run past and then up to the front to get to the main door. You get to area 4, which is the common room. And as you run into there, I'm going to ask you to make a pressure roll because there are 3 bodies in here.
Oh.
And by the looks of it, they've done some serious damage to each other using laser cutters, bolters. Yeah, there's limbs, there's fingers. You can't tell what they've done to themselves and what they've done to each other, but it's an absolute mess. Yeah, so please make a pressure roll.
Strength, education.
Strength, education, plus those together, and then target number 10.
It's 2 on the dice plus 5 is a 7.
So give yourself a pressure point, and you put your pressure level up by 1. Excuse me. You literally, as you go running in there, I'm also going to ask you to make an agility roll, because there's fluids and gore on the floor, and it's a little bit slip slidey away. So agility roll, difficulty 7.
That's a 2 plus 4 is a 6.
Okay, as you go running there, literally you go skidding. It's almost like being like Bambi on ice. So you go running in, you slip a couple of times, you stagger forward, but your suit's fine. As you sort of bounce sort of off the shoulder, you slide along, and when you come to stop the slide, right in front of you is the face, the horrified looking face of one of the crew members, and but missing the jaw. Basically, the tongue is lolling out onto the ground. By looks of it, it's got some sort of spanner, and they've jammed it up the hole. It's just insane. It's an insane sight. I won't ask you to make another pressure roll. We'll technically say that was the reason why.
Thanks. Maxwell panics a little bit and pushes them away and starts walking backwards.
Yeah,
a bit more calmly, I suppose. And then takes off. Are they in full-on suits?
Again, they're
dressed similarly.
Yeah, they're Pericles crew.
Okay.
One's got a spacesuit on. He hasn't got the helmet on. The helmet's been smashed in. But the others, again, like the guy that you found in the cargo hold, by the looks of it, they're stripped down to the waists. And again, they've got cutting equipment like you guys, so they've obviously come on here to do the job.
Eddie will have chased up behind Hames to support him. I want to talk to him. Well, I need to make a roll of anything having
you
seen the same
site. If you're going into here, yeah.
Because I want to talk to him. So it's strength and education, right? Plus
strength and education, and then and a D6.
Okay,
difficulty.
4 plus 3 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah. Okay, so you're fine. It's a shocking sight. I mean, it's several dismembered corpses and intestines. So it's a little bit surprising, but it's you've been out here long enough. You've seen this kind of thing on video.
God, bloody hell, Holmes! That wasn't you, was it?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's how effective it is.
I like to think Hames has sort of staggered back away from this horrifying sight and turned around and just been met with Eddie like right in his face and jumped about 6 foot into the air out of sheer horror of a moving person on this ship. Oh, no, it wasn't me. Come on, quick.
Right, so are they all Pericles? Are they all Pericles as well? So that's like 4 Pericles. How many does a Pericles have?
5.
5. Well, that means if it's going, that's the last remainder, or someone's jumped on our ship. Hames.
I'm telling you now, it's not the cat. So it must be.
I've told you about the cat. I don't trust the cat. It's got sinister eyes.
Cat doesn't care as long as he gets fed. It's fine.
Yeah, new friends for the cat.
Julie, what are you doing? You're still back in the cargo area with the unconscious guy?
No, I think I would have followed up to the airlock with Paige.
Yep. So you can see this vessel disappearing off into the distance. There are other suits. Where are we now? Probably in storage, at least replacement helmets. But other than that, yeah, you can't get to the suits that are here.
Okay. Then I'm going to try the storage locker.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to tail and run back down towards the hold, but this time try the storage door if I can.
Sure. It's unlocked. Slides open. It looks like it's been ransacked. But yeah, there are replacement bowl helmets in there. They're not an exact fit, so I wouldn't jiggle around too much. But because this is a different model suit, these are standard suits. You're in an armored suit,
Right.
but it'll do the trick as long as you don't do any gymnastics.
Okay. I will pop off the helmet I'm wearing at the moment and slam down a replacement as quickly as I can.
Strange smell in the air, like sulfur. It's kind of a salty, sort of rotten egg sort of smell. And then when you put the other helmet on, it automatically sort of demists and clears it out. Have you gone with him?
Yeah.
I sort of put that on, and he sort of, it's horrible smell. And Jenny walks into the room, and just as she's walking to the room, right behind her, you see that guy again, with his eye hanging out, and he's got the claw hammer back in his hand, and he's standing right behind her with it raised over her head, literally looming over the top of her. And then that's when we cut to the other guys at the front of the ship. You've gone. Are you going for the door heading to the bridge? Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie, come on, you charismatic son of a bitch. I need someone on comms.
The door slides open. You sort of head out. You see the doors to the captain's room and the officers' quarters are both open. You sort of head down there. The door at the far end to the bridge is also open. And lights are on here, so not bright, but enough so the helmets that your helmet lamps are pretty ineffective. As you start heading down this corridor, you see a body lying on the floor. This one has the flight suit of the Bantu Wind on. They're lying on their back. They're sort of they've not done anything to themselves. There's no damage to them, but they appear to be sort of almost like they're frozen, twisted, and the eyes are wide open, and they've got a look of sheer horror on their face. And there's obviously there's that dried yellow stuff on the corners of the mouth and out the nose, and even crusted around the eyes as well. You couldn't tell on the other guy because he was only he had one eye. But yeah, he's all twisted. The back is arched, like the back's cracked. The legs are all twisted as well, at natural angles, and just staring at the ceiling.
Oh.
That's right in front of you, lying in the middle of the corridor.
Oh, Holmes, I'm really glad I've got my helmet on right now. You seen this on his face?
I like to think Holmes has hung away back after seeing the other person. He's a little bit behind, maybe at this point. Is he? Are they alive? Are they moving?
No, well,
do we need Paige up here?
Mars will kick he'll kick the body with his foot.
Okay, doesn't move.
No. He's not moving. Either he's dead or he's waiting until you're walking past and he'll grab your ankle for maximum effect.
I mean, hang on a minute. I need to make some notes.
Well, I hate to disappoint. Come on, let's get going.
Go on.
Okay. You're stepping over the body, yeah?
Yeah.
You step over the body. Your foot lands on the other side of it as you're going over, and then back in the storage room in Area 7, the body. I say the figure looms over the back of Larson. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to yell out.
Yeah.
Eva, behind you, and hurl myself at it if I can.
Okay. Do it. Make an agility roll, and I'll make an agility roll for it. Jenny, what are you going to do? You see him in front of you shouting behind you. You've still got your dazer in your hand with the shot in it. What is it you want to do?
I will, if it's still in my hand, I will turn around as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
And try and fire a shot off.
Brilliant. Make a D6 roll.
Right, I've got a 9 for my agility check.
Brilliant. Jenny, can you make Larson, can you make an agility roll as well, please?
Yep.
Don't add your security score, just an agility roll.
Okay, that's a 7.
A 7. Ben, you're successful at throwing yourself forward. Jilly, you turn around. Sorry, Larson, you turn around. There's nothing there. Okay, Mark, you go flying forward. Next thing you know, Larson, he's got his arms around you and he's tackling you to the floor. And you're crashing down onto the floor. Both of you roll a d6. Don't roll a 1.
6.
6.
4.
Okay, brilliant. Your helmets crack onto the ground. Ben, yours doesn't come off. Jilly, yours isn't cracked. But for whatever reason, he's got his arms around you as if he's tackling you, trying to hold you down onto the floor.
Well, what are you doing?
I have no idea.
Yeah. First of all, Larson, I'm going to need to make you make a charisma roll and education roll from you, Mr. Page. Basically, as long as your charisma beats his education, he's going to sort of come to reality, so to speak.
That's an 8.
An 8.
My education roll is a mighty 2.
Brilliant. And when you shout, "What is it you're doing?" It's all of a sudden you realise you're not tackling that figure. You actually got your arms around Larson, and you've actually tackled her to the ground instead. So you suddenly just snap back to it.
Okay, then I'm going to immediately, obviously, let go and sort of sit back on my haunches, sort of holding my hands up and go, okay, that was really weird. I'm sorry. I saw that guy with the missing eye looming behind you, and now that I say that out loud, it's pretty clear that wasn't what was happening, but that's what it looked like.
Well, it's okay. No damage done.
Yeah, this time. Do I have anything in my medical kit that I can use to test my blood or anything like that?
No, not in your medical kit, but there is a medical suite on board the ship, which you can use. You've also got, you know when you get that sensation in the back of your sinuses that you're going to get a cold, and you get that scratchy. You've got that kind of feeling as well, that you picked up a nasty cold.
Okay, I'm going to need to get to medical and fast, because whatever killed these people, it happened fast.
Okay.
Okay, I've got your back.
You will find medical in the lower 5, because for some reason I gave crew quarters 2 locations where one should have been crew quarters and one should have been medical. Because
okay, so it's fairly close.
It's lower 5, yeah, just literally just around the corner.
And we know obviously we've seen the schematic of the ship, haven't we?
Oh yeah, you know it's there, yeah.
Yeah, so we know where to go. All right, I'm going to set off first, and I'm going to say, okay, Eva, look, keep a close eye on me, because I'm going to talk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So if what I'm doing doesn't match what I'm saying, you know something's wrong, okay?
Okay.
And so I'm going to literally, step out into the corridor and say, I'm now walking towards medical. And if I get to the airlock unimpeded, I'm going to say, and now I'm opening the airlock and going in. And I'm going to literally narrate my my experience.
Got it. Okay, you move forward, you head down towards the corridor. Meanwhile, at the front of the ship, you've stepped over the body. Your foot goes to the other side of it. And as you sort of swing your other leg over it as well, the body on the ground does absolutely nothing because it's dead. So heading forward, and the door ahead of you is open, and you go into the bridge. The bridge seems completely untouched. There's a few lights going off. You can see the actual ship itself has been set to low power, and through the cockpit, as the ship slowly tumbles, you can see the Grahams accelerating to speed. Basically just bugging out.
Oh man!
Trailing behind it, that wire with the part of the airlock of the ship still attached to it.
Quick, get on. You get on comms to the Graham. I'm going to try and stop this spinning or whatever this is.
Yeah.
And can someone tell Paige to stop with the audio book? I don't know why he's doing that.
Why is he narrating his own life? Doesn't everybody?
Man, Eddie gets onto the comms as he's pressing it. He says to him, "They've got my ukulele's on that ship. You all love me playing my ukulele."
And everybody else is going.
Hello, this is Eddie Mars of the Grahams calling the Grahams. It appears you've forgotten us, the Grahams. Over, can you hear me?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We can't stay here. Just can't. Just.
Someone's jaked it, James. They've nicked it. Oh, shit. My ukulele.
The cat.
I'm only way off the ship.
Cat's actually on the ship at the moment, taking wool out of its ears, smashing the ukulele, going, "Thank God!"
Finally, some owners that actually care about music.
Yay! Slightly psychotic, but everything's cool. So, you want to correct the tumbling of the ship, yeah?
Yeah, at least stop it from dragging the Pericles towards us.
Gotcha.
If possible.
Issue being is that the actual system itself is locked down. You're going to need to hack into it, basically, get past the security lockout to get into the drive. So you're going to need somebody with security experience. Who could that be?
Straight on the on the comms, and I'll relay that to everyone, I guess.
Yep.
Get the band back together.
At this point, Mark and Eva have gone into the medical suite. It looks like it's never been used. It's completely clean. When the lights come up, they come up. They don't, again, it's still low power, so they don't come up completely bright. But it looks like nobody's ever been in here before, which is quite pleasant. There's loads of equipment in here. There's an automatic doctor, so you literally just lie on the table and it does the scan. There's diagnostic equipment. It's not laid out as a surgery. It's just a ship's health bay, medical bay. So, but you should be able to do some basic scans.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to kick that off immediately, if I may.
Yeah. To make the benefit of an automatic doctor's scanning system, you're going to have to take your spacesuit off and go down to your jimmies.
We still have some air pressure in the ship.
There is. It's cold. It's literally like standing in a walk-in freezer. But yeah, the air is breathable.
Okay, then I'm going to close the airlock, and before I do, I'm obviously going to say to Eva, in or out?
I'll stand outside, keep guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was talking about his testicles. It was so cold.
That really would be cold, yeah.
I like how he's been narrating his about to strip down.
Like that line in the X-Files in Ice, where he goes, "Just a reminder, everybody, we are in the Arctic."
Yes. Okay, so I will close the door to medical.
Yeah.
And then I will strip down to my gym jams and climb up on the automated table doctor thing.
Gotcha. You get in, it runs the scan, and it's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes for it to run a complete biological. Okay. So everybody else, somebody needs to get into the system so you can access the helm. Who wants to give it a shot? The difficulty is going to be 8.
Anyone with security experience?
It's going to have to be an education plus security roll plus D6.
So I've got some. I've got an education security. Eva's got better security but less education.
Yeah.
If you're free anyway, Eva. If you don't want to watch our boy getting naked on a table.
Just to work out how you've got ahead of it.
No, I've been there. I've done that.
That sounds like a game I wasn't invited to. So
you're
going to have to can only do it on the bridge. So you're going to have to leave. If you do go up, you're going to have to leave Ben on his own.
All right, okay. I don't think that's a good idea. What do you guys think? Shall I come up and leave him?
To be honest, Paige has got his helmet off, hasn't he?
Yeah, I doubt I'm part of this conversation now.
To be honest, Larson, if what I'm hearing is true, it might not be a bad idea for the three of us to be away from him quite soon.
Okay, heading on up to the bridge.
Okay, you head up to the bridge. You make your way. You go past the crew quarters on the left. The door's open. It looks like the crew quarters are actually being turned over, but there's nobody in there. At the moment, the only bodies that you found who are part of the crew of the Bantu Wind is the one corpse in the corridor leading up to the bridge, which you then step over, Jilly. And I am going to ask you to make an agility roll as it grabs you by the leg.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I was worried it wasn't going to be there anymore.
Oh shit! Man, that would
That's
be
a
so much better. Yeah. Yeah. As you step over it, it reaches out and it sort of grabs you. The head sort of turns. The jaw is distended. It looks like they're trying to scream, but you can't hear it through the helmet. If they are screaming, it's silent. Yeah. What's your agility score? Agility roll, sorry. It's 6 in total, yeah?
Yeah.
Grabs you. It doesn't quite trip you up, but it does stagger you. So you're sort of dragging them along a little bit. You can't. I mean, there's such a twisted, weird. You can't even tell if they're male or female. And the hair looks like they've been pulling their own hair out as well. So there's bits of hair under the fingernails and all sorts. Yeah. What is it you want to do? They've just grabbed hold of you, not doing anything else. I will ask you to make another pressure roll, though, please.
Okay. That's a 6.
Yeah. So you get another pressure point, and can you also? Where's my rule? Oh, nuts. Okay. Don't even remember my own rules. Hold on a second. And then can you roll a d6 for me, please?
Yeah.
Don't roll a 1. Basically.
That's a 3.
Okay, you're fine. So yeah, it's come as a hell of a shock, but all it's done is increase your pressure level slightly.
Okay.
It sort of grabs hold of it. Well, what is it you want to do?
I'll try and kick it away first.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be basically a strength test.
Okay. So it's 3 plus 1 is a 4.
4. Okay. You give it a kick. It doesn't move. You kick it and it's bruised. But by the looks of it, they're trying to pull you down. It's trying to pull themselves up. The legs look completely useless. The legs are all twisted out of shape. And it's basically trying to pull its way up your leg. And that's when you notice at the corner of your eye, just to the right-hand side in the darkness of the captain's room, there's another one. Basically coming out of the darkness, you see first the hand coming out and slams onto the ground. The fingernails are being ripped off as it's pulling itself along. And another one comes out, its face is caked in this yellow stuff. Like half of it's almost like a huge peak, like the inside of a crunchy. So it's there. As its mouth opens, it cracks and falls out into a powder as it's pulling itself along towards you.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in the medical suite, it's on the scan. Yes, there is a foreign body inside your system. It doesn't got 100% sure what it is, but it's some kind of mutagen which is airborne. There's no record of it. No idea, but it's a biological agent, and yeah, it will unless you get a blood transfusion of some form, it will settle into your system and do some serious damage. In fact, it's a 98% chance of terminal.
Okay. It will require a transplant and presumably fairly quickly.
Oh yes. By the looks of it, it has a high growth rate, and it could take control and start doing damage to. It'll start in your cerebellum, which will cause hallucinations, etc., within 15 minutes of exposure. If
Okay,
that's what the readout really says.
I'm
Yeah.
going to put the suit back on.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to report into the others. It looks like I'm going to die fairly soon because we don't have any way of getting me some fresh blood. But the really bad news is before I die, I'm going to go hallucinating lunatic nutter. So I'm going to stay here as best I can, at least as long as I have control of myself. If there's any help or advice I can actually give you, feel free to ask. But right now, I'm probably more of a danger to you than a help.
As you're saying this, Larson's fighting off a creature on the floor, and the guys from the you can hear this over the helmet actually, over the helmet comm. You're chatting away. Larson, are you shouting for help or anything like that, or what is it that you're doing at the moment? Like I say, you've got this one on the floor, which is trying to claw its way up your leg, and the other one's coming out of the captain's room now.
Okay, I'm going to draw my weapon.
Which one?
The revolver.
Okay. You pull out your chunky revolver, cock back the hammer. It's all slightly oversized because you're wearing big space gloves. So it's designed so that you can use it whilst wearing chunky space gloves. Huzzah.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot at the one closest to me.
That's unless you roll a 1, that's going to be an automatic hit. So roll a d6 and just don't roll a 1.
What? It's a 4.
Brilliant. You're literally putting it right in its head. It's like I say, as it sort of turns over, you can see as it opens its mouth that crunchy. Can't think of another word for it now. Basically, it's like squashed what's-its. That's basically, you can see it's almost as if it's alive itself. It's crawling up the side of their face. You put the gun to the head and basically roll damage. So roll a d6 with a die cap of 3.
3.
So you do 3 points of damage, and its strength is 2, so that's going to be enough. Yeah, you blow the back of its head off, and bits of foam, of yellow foam stuff spray in all directions, and it falls down. In fact, and that shot echoes throughout the entire ship. So, you can actually everybody. Luke, when you're in the bridge, and then suddenly you can hear Ben chatting away. Oh no, I'm in shit street, and then suddenly there's a gunshot out in the corridor.
That'll be enough for Eddie. He's been hearing it anyway. Larson. Eddie's going to run out with his with the laser cutter.
Yeah.
And in my mind, he gets out just as that body's falling backwards with its head obliterated.
Yeah.
And either with and he's going to charge for the figure clawing at her and try to cut through its arm or something with the laser cutter that it's sort of trying to pull onto.
Sorry, I might have misheard then. Sorry, Larson, which one did you shoot? The one crawling towards you, or the one that was already hanging onto your leg?
The one that was hanging onto my leg.
Oh, sorry.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, that one's dead.
Okay, that's good.
The other one's coming out, so you can charge the other one if you want to.
I might as well. Why not? We need to put it down, don't we?
Okay, well, it's going to be an agility roll. It's going to be agility roll against its agility roll, and it rolls 6-7.
Oh, it beats me. 6, 2 plus
6.
4.
Got you. So you go in with the thingy. It doesn't sidestep. You literally, again, its legs are twisted into nothing. But it can sort of move around on its knees. It seems strangely light, and its arms are twisted. It uses its fingers as hooks to pull itself along. And like I said, this weird orange crunchy-like growth is covered its head now, and it sort of opens and it cracks again. And you see the tongue lolling out, and that's all blistered and again covered in the orange what's-its. And it basically just lashes out. It catches hold of you, but roll a d6, and if you roll a 6, then you're going to be you're not going to take any damage. I just lost my dice.
Oh, I take a 4.
Take a 4. So you're going to take 1 point of damage. Okay. Lashes out almost talon-like fingers. The actual fingernails are almost like claws now, and it actually rakes into the side of the suit and tears a hole in the bottom part of the suit.
Oh no!
Catches your skin. Your suit alarm starts going off.
I guess I'm caught up in the moment at that point. Do I get a chance to attack back
Sure,
after
yeah,
that
go for it
clearing?
again. This time your difficulty is going to be 4.
Okey-dokey. What am I rolling with?
Agility. Sorry, no, strength. Sorry. So D6 plus your strength.
But my strength is down 1 because I'm injured, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I hit a 5.
5. Brilliant. And the laser cutter, it's got it's short range, but it's got a die cap of 4. So roll a D6.
That's a 4.
That's a 4 dead on. So you literally just, well, you tell me. How do you want to do this? Never thought I'd ever say that ever.
After taking the damage and the creature sort of like bent down slightly, I'll run the laser cutter basically from one ear diagonally down across through the face to the opposite shoulder.
Brilliant. So you literally, sort of partially decapitating it. So you slice straight through it. And where brain matter should be, it's this orange sort of crusty mush, almost fungal. So you literally just cut straight through it, and it just straight away, without any preamble, drops just straight dead. I'm going to ask you to make a pressure roll as well, please, from the attack.
That seems fair. That's strength and education plus
D6,
which is fine because that's a 5 and I've got a 7, so that's 12.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, you're in shock and you're injured, but you're alive. But your suit is leaking.
Yeah.
Quite.
Larson, Hames. I think I'm screwed. Larson, get in with Hames, and I'll sit outside the door and hold off what I can while I've got time. I guess. I'm knackered. Do something good.
Wait. Paige, you're the one who's medically trained. Have we got anything on board that can give a transfusion? Can you do it?
We've got nothing on this kind of scale. No.
Well, there's nothing on here. There's definitely nothing on your ship. Well, not even if there was, it doesn't matter now. That's buggered off. But the Pericles is also used as a medical vessel. It might have something there.
Okay. Well, the only way we're getting out of here is if we cut our way through that broken airlock now. So, if I'm reading what's happening correctly, and bear in mind, I'm kind of just getting the audiobook version. Eddie, you're going to need to get to storage and get yourself a replacement suit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to cut our way out through the airlock. And we're going to have to do it while the other two keep a very, very close eye on everything we're doing. Boop, boop, meep.
I'll go to storage, Page. I love you, but I ain't coming anywhere near you. I'm going the other way. Oh, you suddenly thinking I'm a giant worm or something, you know?
Well, it's not Tuesday. So you head, so you go down to storage to get a spare spacesuit, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay, you start heading down. Your leg is really hurting. It's really painful. Paige, as you were chatting away, you got this strange itching sensation, and if we touch it, you've got the crusty coming up against the nose. You can actually feel it. So, you know, when you get like a blocked nose and you're trying to sniff, but you just won't go. That's how it's feeling at the moment. Something's building up inside your sinuses.
Do you want me out of medical so you can have a go at getting your injury treated at least?
We ain't got time to get my... Look, I've had worse. I'll limp along. So I'll get the suit on. Let's get out. What, we got 15 minutes, you and I, before... Well, you probably got about 5. I got nearly 15 before I'm knackered. We ain't got time for me to medical. But I'll tape it up or something. Come on, let's get to... We'll worry about it later.
Meanwhile, in the cockpit, or near the cockpit, Larson and... I keep forgetting the names. I do apologise. And Maxwell. There's a shadow then passes across the cockpit, and the line has been wound in so much now. The Pericles is literally looming over the vessel. It's about to collide, so you need to do something quickly.
The good news is the Pericles is a lot closer now. You two. Larson, any news on the? Can you give us a hand getting into the helm systems?
I can try.
Okay, so it's going to be a security role. So it's education plus security plus D6. And the difficulty is going to be 8.
So it's 3 plus 1 is a 4.
Okay, you have a go. You're going through the system. It's not a security system that you recognise. In fact, this is quite high level stuff. For what's supposed to be a standard transport ship, this is not standard transport ship. This is a scientific division kind of thing. The logo that comes up to block you is the scientific research security system. So this isn't a transport ship.
Yeah. This is strange. It's not like a system I've ever seen.
And then
How come?
sorry, go on, carry on.
No.
It looks like it's not a transport ship. It looks like it's some sort of scientific research vessel.
Well, that's never ended badly.
And then with that, shall we take a short break for 5 minutes?
Sounds good to me.
That's
That's
okay.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
That works for me.
Okay, so there's not much more to go. So if everybody doesn't mind bearing with us for 5 minutes, we're just going to take a short break.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Thank you. Back to see everyone in a few minutes.
Come back for Paige's death. That's what we're all here for.
Page's death and then cake.
Exactly.
Science fiction game and
what a
wearing a
night.
red shirt. I frankly went in eyes
Definitely
open.
Page.
You set yourself up, really. Right, we'll be back in 5, everyone. Cheers. Right, that is the graphics, and our sound is going off. Hello, everyone. We're back. We've all been and had a wee and filled our drinks, and I hope you did too. And we're starting again, and we're gearing up to a really happy ending where everyone survives and thrives. On that note, over to you, Mr.
Oh man, you're going to be so disappointed.
Hicks.
And just on the, just so you know, I didn't go for a drink and a wee. I actually weed on my drink. So that's how tired I am. That's how late it is in the UK at the moment. So where were we? Oh yes. So you just found out that the security lockout is actually a scientific research security lockout. And in fact, you also notice looking down the list, the scientific firm is called Diamonds. Diamonds Science and Research. And then, unfortunately, you can't get into the system, which means sadly you can't adjust the ship. And then the Pericles slowly, but quite powerfully, the whole ship shudders as you see the lower engine section of the Pericles slowly settle down onto the bridge. Wow, you're in the bridge. It smashes into it. You see cracks going up the glass. So, what is it you want to do?
Shit, Larson. We should probably get out of here.
Agreed.
Both of you make agility rolls.
Yeah.
Difficulty is going to be 7, so D6 plus your agility, target number 7.
I got 8.
Well, I got 8 as well. 4 plus 4.
You both head towards the door, and literally as the door's closing behind you, the glass of the cockpit shatters. The decompression straight away. You feel yourself being pulled towards the door by the sudden suction, but then the door closes. So unfortunately, the bridge is now crushed underneath the weight of the Pericles. Well, as the Pericles presses against it, it's crushed the bridge. That leaves you in the corridor with Luke. You're there, and the 2 corpses of the unfortunate Bantu Wind crew.
Am I on my way to get my suit, or on my way back from getting?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you're heading down, weren't you? No. At this point, you're halfway down the corridor, going past the airlock, and then that's when the Pericles hit.
Okay, got you.
The whole ship shakes and shudders. Not as violent as it was because it's quite a slow motion impact, but you can actually feel the shake. You can actually hear as well the sound of rending metal and squealing beams, and all the collision alarms are going off. Lights start flashing. Gases start exploding from conduits as they start to relieve the pressure. So you're heading down this corridor surrounded by expelled gases and all sorts. It's just horrendous. You turn the corner, and as you turn the corner, directly in front of you, let me just pull the map up, sorry. You see the storage room. And as you turn, it looks like you see somebody else has just walked into the storage room. You see their back, another spacesuit disappearing into the storage room.
Oh, now I've remembered this talk of hallucinations, but that's almost worse because it puts me in 2 minds. Like, and I'm like, all right, Hames and Larson are up front. Either it's Paige, it's someone, or I'm going mad. But I need this suit, so I'm going in.
You going in?
Yeah.
You go in. You see somebody else in there. You see another suit. It's got the Pericles emblem on the backpack. Not a Pericles, sorry. The Bantu Wind emblem on the backpack. And by the looks of it, they pull down a storage box, which has got written on it, cable launch. They've got their back to you.
Excuse me, is there a good bar around here?
They spin around. Whoever, you don't know who she is. She looks like she's too small for the spacesuit. She's pale, looks terrified. She sort of spins around with a box in her hand. She's actually got it half open. It's actually like a grappling wire and a launcher, like on a pistol. And she sort of sees you, and she sort of shakes her head as if she's in shock, and then literally just launches the box at you. Get away! And she throws it directly at you. Do you want to try and get out of the way?
Yes, please.
Agility roll, please. You've only got to beat 4.
Oh, that's holy well, 7.
7. You dive out the way. The box, the crate, like a big silver crate, goes flying past you, smacks into the wall, drops down to the floor a little bit slower than it should, and the cable gun sort of drops out. And then she spins around. She grabs what looks like a crowbar and she sort of spans her. She's got it in both hands, just like she's waiting for you to come at her.
Hey! I'm not coming at you. We're trying to get off. We're trying to get off. Apparently, our ship's gone, but apparently the Pericles, we can get there. We're with you. We're with you. Honestly, look,
The Pericles is still there.
it's tied up. That's what's causing the judderings. Apparently, it's like winding round. I got two up the front. I got another crew member. We're just trying to get onto that ship. They've got medical stuff on there apparently, but the airlock is screwed, so we've got to be suited up.
I saw the airlock
Get
was
it.
screwed. That's why I called for the grapple gun. I'm going for the emergency lock. But the Pericles is still there. We can still get to it. If we can get to it, we can get out of here.
Yep.
Because I'm out of oxygen. I don't want to breathe this air.
No, I totally understand it. Eddie will sort of purposefully move his sort of the rip away from her so that she can't see it, I guess. So sort of standing that way. So yeah, same. I was coming just looking for any supplies that help. If you want to head that way, I'll radio through to my two crewmates and we can meet you there if you need.
Well, he's got an open channel, so everybody else can hear this one-sided conversation they're having. Yeah.
Yeah. Hames, Larson, can you hear? I got a lady here, a survivor. She's looking to get off. She's found a grapple hook. There's a way off. If we work together, we've still got a chance.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to be honest. I'm calling it now from a Helm's point of view. The Bantu wind is unsalvageable. The helm's gone.
Isn't it tradition that the helmsman goes down with the ship?
Yeah, bye, Ewan.
That's the captain. That's the captain. But at this point, I think it might be someone else. Who knows?
The medic.
We'll where are they heading to? Should we meet him at the airlock?
If we can get into the, she's walking. She's picked up the grapple gun and she's walking into the cargo area.
She's saying there's an emergency exit out the cargo. If you meet her down there, I'm just going to grab a couple of bits in storage and I'll join you.
Hames looks over to Eva with a bit of a questioning look and sort of shrugs. He doesn't want to say anything over open comms necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you both doing?
I suppose we ought to head down there. What else can we do? We've got to get off the ship.
Okay, you start heading down towards the cargo area. Ben, what is it you're doing at the moment? You're still in the...
Yeah, if I'm hearing all this, then I'm going to say over the radio, I'm going to meet you guys at the airlock as soon as Eddie tells me he's got his suit on.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take you long to get the replacement suit on at all, if that's what you're going to do, yeah?
Yeah, I need it. It's split anyway, so it makes no difference now. I've got to get out.
It is literally like taking off a onesie. So you just unclip it, unseal it. It just drops to the ground. The suit that you're getting into isn't a full space suit. It's more like It's more like an emergency evacuation suit. So you'll be okay for about an hour in hard vacuum, but after that, radiation will kill you. It's not a full protective suit, but it will do the trick until you're clear.
Cool.
Quick question, John. You said previously that we were familiar with the layout of the ship.
Yeah, you would have been by with schematics. Yeah.
Is there indeed a way out from the cargo?
Only the main cargo lift that can be opened into space.
Okay, cool.
You see the main doors there. Yeah.
That's good enough. That's good enough for Hames.
Yep. Well, with the other airlock being damaged the way that is the only way out.
Yeah, cool.
So you're geared up then, Luke. So you head out. Where are you headed to?
I suppose I will walk round the corner to sort of poke my head round towards Paige But as I do, I'll say, Paige, I'm poking my head round the corner, but it's me, Eddie. So if you see something come round the corner, it's me. However many legs I have.
I'm going to pop the hatch on the medical.
Yeah.
And make my way aft, towards the Eddie.
Yeah.
And as soon as I make sort of eye contact with him, I'm going to hold up my hand and give him a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see him. You come out and you start heading down towards the cargo. In fact, by the time you get to the cargo door, that's everybody else has arrived as well. So you all get to the cargo door all at the same time, and then you all see this other person in there, small lady in the spacesuit, oversized spacesuit, with the grappling gun. She's there by the controls, by the main door, waiting for you. You all see her. Just to reiterate that point.
Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Can we get the fuck out of here now?
Yeah.
I've been trying to get this shit for hours, but then the Pericles turned up. We tried to warn them off, but all they kept talking about was diamonds. I don't know where they got that from.
Tell you later.
What's your name?
Harris.
Harris. Hames. This is Paige, Larson, and Bruno.
We're pleased to meet you all. Have you seen the rest of the crew? Were there any of the survivors, or have they all been infected? Oh my God! Then she looks at your face, Ben. Oh my God, he can't come with us.
Yeah, I was wondering, because as long as this suit stays sealed, I'm probably pretty safe. But there may be medical supplies on Pericles that I can actually use to cure myself, and I am a doctor. I can theoretically also cure anyone else who happens to have got an infection.
But you're talking about blood transfusion, yeah? Is that what the lab told you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. We tried it. What happens is that the cells are dormant, and you get an infusion of fresh blood and fresh plasma. It exacerbates the problem. It grows faster. I don't know what happened to the captain and the first mate. Last time I saw them, they just looked like huge crunchy bars, and they were at the front of the ship. We had to seal them in there. I'm so sorry.
You're sorry. Okay. All right. How about we help you get off the ship then? And I'll stay.
I hate to say it, but I don't know how else to deal with this thing. Look, all I know is that Diamond Research here, we're doing experiments to increase growth for food purposes. So they were genetically modifying foods, and then something got out, and then when the researchers started screaming, and then all this started. And I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I'm just an engineer. I just fix things, but I couldn't fix them, and I'm stuck here, and I don't know what to do. And now there's a ship out there which can get us to safety.
Do they not give everyone well-fitting suits?
What do you mean? Sorry,
does not everyone get well-fitting suits? Looks like you've got your dad's on.
No, this isn't even mine. Mine got ripped to bits. This is the captain's.
So how long ago was that? So you've been exposed to the air in here?
They called out that there'd been a seal breach. Oh, how long ago? 5 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? And then they realised just how serious it was. So they took us off the space lane so that nobody would actually just try and board us. And then we tried to send out an emergency signal. But then by that time, the captain and the first mate at Gondolali sent out the launched one of the escape pods, which then sent out the emergency signal that the escape pod had been launched, and then ended up smashing the rest of the comms. So we couldn't do anything. We couldn't warn anybody. So the best we could do was get the ship off the space lane and then hope that somebody would turn up. Then slowly we started running out of air because each of the tanks only has 24 hours. Then I was the only person left. And then the idea was if anybody turns up, then I could warn them. And I tried to warn the Pericles, but they didn't listen, and they just kept asking me where are the diamonds, and they wouldn't listen. They thought I was lying. They even switched their transponder off. They were going to steal them and just take off. And I just got left here. And then
Well, really good news.
Then
You're not the only one left.
What? Was there another survivor? Oh, are you talking about you lot?
There was another survivor, yes.
And are they dead?
Well, no, not as far as we're aware.
Where are they?
It's an excellent question.
Somewhere with my cat and his ukulele.
I
With the
really
cat
love that ukulele.
They bastards. or should I say few?
So stole that shit.
Not a cat fan then.
More of a dog person myself. Look, I don't know about this infection on the ship. I don't know what to do about it. All I know is that we were left with no choice. If I was going to run out of oxygen, I was just going to overload the engines and just blow the whole thing. I've even set up the system. All you need to do is throw a switch, and then that will release the baffles, and then that's it. The ship and everything else in a 10-mile radius is irradiated.
I like the plan. You'll have to show me where the switch is before you go.
Engine room on the starboard side. You can't miss it. It's literally one screen in there, and it's asking you for a yes/no command. Just have to press yes.
I shouldn't be able to mess that up.
I am sorry. Right. So can we get out of here now?
Holmes looks over to Paige. Is there anything you want done or passed on?
I mean, I'm quite pleased I'm never going to hear that horrible ukulele playing again. But
And I hated that fucking cat.
yeah, it's... Other than no, I think I'm sorted. I'm not going to have time to get hungry.
And he goes to offer him up a big farewell hug. Firm pat on the back.
Anybody else want to say goodbye?
I'll give you a stoic nod.
Just my luck.
She heads over to the controls, seals the as best as she can because some bugger cut the lock. Inside door, depressurizes, and then opens the outer airlock. The lift only goes down so far, but you can all stand on it as it goes down. And as you sort of stand on it, Ben, you're still up on the main level, sort of watch them all disappear downwards and into the lock and out. I don't know how to use this. She says she's got the grapple gun in her hands. Who knows how to use this? She's fumbling. The gloves that she's wearing aren't suitable for the gun.
It feels like an agility thing.
You just need to get a good shot and get it through the airlock door of the Pericles.
I guess I'm the best shot.
It's a grapple gun. It acts as a grapple gun, but there's also a magnetic lock on it as well. So if you can get it against metal, you should be okay. So if you want to pull off a shot, it's going to be your agility plus your security roll, and your target number is going to be 8.
Okay.
Because you're still slowly rotating.
That's a 6 plus a 4 is a 10.
Beautiful. You pull off the shot. It goes straight through into the open airlock of the Pericles. Slams on either side. You manage to lock it in place at this side, and then you can all pull yourselves along. Sadly, you don't have. Oh no, you do have safety harnesses, except for Luke, because you're not wearing your suit that you came down on.
Mm.
So you're gonna have to pull yourself along manually. So you need to make an agility check, and difficulty is going to be 6.
Okay. Well, that's okay so far, because that was a 4 plus a 2 is a 6.
6, dead on, brilliant. So you only just you're dead on the 6. That's just a success. So you do slip a couple of times, but at this late stage in the game, I'm not going to throw any penalties at you. Except, no, I'm joking. So you get into the Pericles airlock, all 4 of you. Then you can disconnect the gun, and then you can disconnect the cable that's already on there. And by the looks of it as well, on board the Pericles, everything is still powered up. The air, according to the system, is clean. Everything's fine. Life support is fine, and the flight control systems are unlocked, so don't even have to worry about getting in. So you can all take your stations. Ben, what is it you want to do?
As they're in the process of doing that, I'm going to wander through the airlock to the starboard engine.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of point to closing the doors behind me as I go, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just pop them open as I go.
Yeah.
And get through and make sure that I can see what I need to do when it's all gone.
Yeah.
Can I still communicate with? Am I still within radio range?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You will be to that side of the 10 mile radius.
All right, then I shall say, okay. Apparently, you need to get clear a bit. Let me know when you're safe.
Helmsman?
Can I flash to a point where we're in the airlock?
Yeah.
Before we get to our stations.
Yeah.
And if potentially the door's still open, and Bruno's about to get back on, Hames will square up to him a bit and he'll look him in the eye and he'll say, "That's not the suit you came on board with."
Where is the girl at this point?
She's in the airlock with you.
It's not Hames. But my concern is I'm not the only person in this airlock that has breathed the air of that ship. And I've been worried about them, and I've been keeping an eye on them. I never intended to make this final trip with you, but I just wanted to make sure that my 2 crewmates that remained were not bringing on board a potential ticking bomb.
He'll bow his head a little bit.
Now, if you think she's safe, then my job is done. But if you think she's not, I don't mind taking a jump into the deep with a new friend.
And Hames will look over his shoulder at the lady in the suit. And he'll look back at Eddie, raise his eyebrows, shake his head, and then walk away.
She looks at you a little bit concerned about the conversation that you just had. And then she says, "Can I stay?"
Larson?
Yeah, Larson, you're medical.
You've breathed the air. I don't think you can stay.
But I've been wearing a spacesuit since the outbreak. I didn't get into it straight away, but I've shown no symptoms all the weeks I've been here.
It's mind you, this end, I'll come over this road occasionally. I don't mind going abroad.
We can't take that chance. I'm sorry.
The second Larson says that, Mars is going to wrap his beefy arms around the young woman.
Yeah.
With the thought that the other two are going to get out the airlock.
At first, she goes to struggle. I'm going to need Jelly for you to make a charisma roll. Higher the better.
Okay. That's a 7.
Yeah, perfect. She looks like for a moment she's going to protest, but then there's obviously a part of her that's thinking it's too risky, so she lets you grab hold of her. And then she sort of looks at you in a big bowl helmet, and then she nods in acceptance.
What do you want to do? We can spend a few minutes in space, or we can head back over with my friend.
No, I'd like to look at the stars.
Okay. And he sort of, as the airlock sort of with Larson and Hames closes, Mars will release his grip somewhat and offer his hand instead of
Yeah, she takes it.
Let's do it. We've got, as soon as this ship's out the way, we're all getting blasted into a million places anyway. Let's enjoy the stars while we've got them. And goes to step out the airlock with her.
Yeah, she goes with you. You both drift out, heading sort of towards the wreck of the Bantu Wind. The rest of you get up to the cockpit, the Pericles. By the looks of it, somebody's been in here and was taking oxygen tanks, similar to the ones that were on the back of Harris. So obviously, when you were radioing in earlier, and you could hear somebody scrapping around looking for equipment, it's obviously her probably trying to find supplies. But yeah, other than that, the air registers as no foreign bodies as you get into the cockpit. And yeah, you can, again, like I say, it's not security locked, so you can start the ship up, start powering her up, and you'll be 10 miles away in a matter of a minute or even less.
Before we pull away, I'll just get everyone to comms to and just say, Bruno, I'm sorry, I doubted you.
Mate, I've got very good judgment, except when it comes to music. You two be good, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I'll look over to Larson, wait for a nod, and then push the button,
And
pull the lever, do the thing.
Do the thing. Make it go. Make the ship go fast now. So you hit the button, the ship starts powering forward, and like I say, makes the distance in absolutely no time. And then the signal comes through to you, Ben, that they are outside the blast radius. Slowly, out the darkness, in the hold, you see a clawed hand come around onto the door frame, and then a fully mutated, like fully crispy, orange, yellow, whatever the hell it is, sort of comes in. All that's left is the mouth, which opens and screams and draws out half-chewed whatsits as it screams at you and stares.
I'm going to say, it's been a privilege, guys, and hit the button.
Press Y. Almost immediately, as it lunges forward, the baffles open. There's a bright white light, and everything within 10 miles of where the Bantu Wind is, or was, is vaporized. Slowly, the Pericles drifts out from the expanding ball of superheated gas. The ship is under your control. The transponder can be reactivated.
Yeah, which probably seems like a good idea, I suppose.
Yeah. As you move away slowly, and you can get yourself into long sleep. And then during the transit, while you're asleep, transmission comes in, and it's your mate back on Grant Stella Station. Sorry, not diamonds, Diamond Science Research. Sorry, it's absolutely my fault. I do apologise. I hope that's not going to cause any problems. All right. Anyway, I'll see you when you get back. Bye. And that's the end.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out tonight. Thanks for everybody for coming out and watch as well. It's good to get back on the horse, and I really enjoyed winning that. Thanks very much. Really enjoyable session.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wonderful.
Pleasure
thank
for
you.
us. It was really wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, no, excellent. Thank you very much.
For anyone watching, that's Those Dark Places. It's available through Osprey Games. It's available on Drive Through RPG as well, right? The print offs and the extra missions
Yes,
and things
yeah,
like that.
yeah, PDF only. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you can get it from all major outlets and even Amazon, etc., etc.
Perfect. So there we go. It's well worth it, and look, it's thin, and it gives you all these adventures within it. It's all the ways to play. It's perfect. So grab
And
it.
it's beautiful as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you, Jareel. Thank you, John Legit, and anyone else in chat still. Thank you to Gilly, Survivor.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Take care, everyone. Sleep well, and we'll see you all soon.
Pleasant dreams about crunches. Good night.
Oh, no.
Can never eat one of them.
One.
Cheers. Right, and